asking from you is salary and benefits.
Yes.
And at the same time, we'll ask you to raise your voice so that all other people in here will hear what you're telling us. And answer questions which you've been asked before. Do not anticipate questions. If there's a need for us to ask you to clarify further or expand on what you have told us, we will do so. Understand?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. Mr. Precious Shumba, just tell us where you reside.
Laudina.
Yeah, see, you are in the township.
Yes.
So you said
You don't live in all the houses.
But he is asking me where I live. I live
You
in
mean
Laudina.
your house?
Yeah, he did ask that. He said, where do I live?
Yes.
And I'm saying I live in Laudina. He
But
did
you
ask
don't live in Cloudnine, the township. You live in a particular house.
66 Laudina.
Yes, good. Cloudina.
Laudina. Glaudina.
okay. You are the director for Harare Investing Trust.
Yes.
Mr. Shumba, you have been called here to assist the commission which is inquiring into the Harare city governance issues. You are aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and the chairperson and the commissioners are also going to ask you some questions. Confirm that you submitted a statement. Rather, you made submissions to this commission.
Yes.
Your submissions.
No, hold on. So this statement is not been signed. We're not sure that this statement is not.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask you to have a look at this statement, Mr. Shum.
Page 1, page 2, page 3. That's your statement.
From what we wrote, I see that it is our statement.
Can you sign it?
Okay, just sign underneath.
Thank you. Not to say what's signed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for the indulgence. Yes. So this is your statement. In your submissions, you made reference to key transfers of seat of staff in the middle of this inquiry. Is that correct, Mr. Shu?
That is correct.
Tell this honorable commission what exactly is happening.
So we got information that while the commission is proceeding with its work, there have been efforts to remove certain City of Harare personnel from their substantive positions without justification, that they will be moved to what they are calling the School of Excellence. And to us, the existence of the School of Excellence remains something that is not really taken root. It has been mentioned repeatedly, but that is our understanding. We saw them moving, and council meetings were held. The Human Resources and General Purposes Committee met to deliberate on that. It was also brought into the full council where they wanted this to be endorsed through a council resolution. So one such person, Fano Machipisa, from the Housing Department, was also to be moved to this School of Excellence, and one guy from the Legal Department was also to be moved. Yet, in reality, our understanding was that during the course of this investigation, things should be as they were. The status quo needs to be maintained. So that is why we raised objections to that movement of staff.
Why all those movements?
What
is the rationale for that?
Our suspicion is that it has become necessary to the cartel running the city of Harare that they need to protect what they have been doing, and so they also need to safeguard information, because obviously during the course of your investigation you are likely going to summon certain officials and request access to certain information, and it would be imprudent probably on the cartels to have someone whose loyalty they are not sure of to be the one speaking to the commission. And so the idea in our view is that they want to remove such critical people from critical positions, such that whoever is appointed in those positions is safeguarding because they are, to us, there have been turf wars in the city of Harare around who controls access to land. When they do land sales, there is a lot of involvement of councillors, bureaucrats within the council. So if at any given time you bring in an official who is considered objective or who is considered to be anti the team, this person might betray them. And so in our view, the movements are deliberate to curtail the objective investigation of the city of Harare. So in their presence, these officials might open the doors, and you will be able to see the opaque deals in terms of land and the land sales. So to us, we believe that even the individuals who are supposed to replace those living have a known history of involvement in illegal land sales. And how can they become protectors of the interest of the resident of the city of Harare when they themselves have been implicated in corruption and have been involved in serious acts of looting council resources in the name of following procedures? We are aware that some of the officials were even brought in to the council back from their suspensions under opaque circumstances. There is no council resolution bringing them back into council employment. So to us, when you are talking of the interest of the ratepayer, we are talking about protecting the finances of the ratepayer. We are talking about protecting the land that belongs to the ratepayer. And when the council now makes a decision to say we are removing these critical individuals and we are bringing these individuals with a dark history in terms of land transaction in the council, we become concerned as an organization of the ratepayer. It is in our interest that land that belongs to the council is protected. Land that belongs to the council belongs to the residents. And to us, we are playing our oversight role by raising alarm to such deals which we believe are being done where people are conspiring to steal from the people. They are doing it without the consent of the residents.
Okay, Mr. Schumer, just make reference to specific transfers which were made.
I mentioned the transfer of Family Machipisa. I also make reference.
Transferred from which department?
From housing department. And there is another.
To which department?
To the School of Excellence. I thought that is what I mentioned.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
What does that have an effect on this inquiry?
Yes.
In what sense?
In the sense that you are investigating the issues of land sales, isn't it? Are you not?
Yes, among other things, yes.
So if that is an interest to you, it is of interest to us, and I believe it's relevant for me to mention it.
Other transfers which you
Right, hold on. Turn your chair.
Yeah.
Your eyes must look at mine, which is very big. And talk to me, and give your ear to Mr. Gold. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Let's go.
any other specific transfers?
I think in our statement we indicated the name of an official from the Chamber Secretary's Department.
What's the name? Don't remember him now.
I don't remember.
Zeonye.
No, Edgar Zeonye is the one going to replace Fanny Machipisa at the housing. Yeah.
Why?
As indicated,
Indicated now.
okay. The idea in our view is to try to have more loyal people in strategic positions such that they can even destroy evidence, given that some of these officials that I am mentioning, like Edgar Zeonye, has been implicated before he was on suspension, and his return to council did not come through a council resolution to say, because there was a standing ministerial guideline from the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works that indicated that implicated officials facing investigations should not come to townhouse.
He was
was one of them.
been suspended.
He had been on suspension.
You say he didn't come through
The normal council procedure.
how did he come?
There was a chain of events where initially it was the town clerk who came back, and they had been implicated in land corruption cases.
Oh.
The town clerk, and then there was a housing director,
Who is?
Admo Nekairo. There was Jenika Chawatama, director of works. There was Edgar,
Wakatama?
Chawatama.
Chawatama.
Then there was Edgar Zewonye, housing officer. I think yeah.
So they've been suspended.
They were on suspension and they were affected by a ministerial guideline that indicated, it stated that if an official is under investigation, they cannot be allowed back until they are cleared by the courts.
They cleared by the court?
They were not.
How then they come back?
But they are working at the seat of Harare.
Yes, I'm asking you.
I don't know. So this is one of the issues now, to say when they came back. So to us, we do not know how the council regularized it, because we come to realize that sometimes council committee meetings are held like in private and even in full council. Even when they were talking of the transfers that he asked about, people in the public gallery were asked to leave because they wanted to discuss it in private.
Okay. Read paragraph 4.
Your paragraph 4?
Read it loud and explain what you're saying.
Edgar Zewonye, an official in the Department of Housing and Community Services, reportedly the mastermind of illegal land allocations and sales, and a key witness and complainant in cases that implicated Mayor Jacob Mafume, is set to replace Fanima Chipisa, the Human Settlements Manager, Grade 4. The acting director in the Human Capital Department, Matthew Marara, himself implicated in land corruption, is allegedly at the center of the staff movements. A closer look at all the cases of land corruption in the city of Harare will show that Edgar Zewonye is the chief architect who drives the whole lands allocation system. In the courts, he can cause an acquittal or conviction depending on his attitude during the trial. What this implies is that some of the acquittals are a result of trade-offs between the officials and the councillors, and in return people are rewarded or punished based on their relationship with the implicated team that wields power and authority within the council.
Will you clear the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Then, as representative of as the director of Harare District Trust, do you have any grievance against the city of Harare?
I will not speak on my behalf to say as Precious Shumba have grievances, but on behalf of the residents' organization that I lead, we have several grievances in terms of service provision, in terms of leadership of the council. We presently believe that none of the council directors is competent or capable of delivering better services to the people. Why? They are not responsive to the grievances of the residents. When we raise issues, council is supplying 40% of treated water, 60% is being lost through leakages, and the residents consistently report on these leakages. They are not addressed.
Yeah.
And that's the council saying that. Then we are talking about acting directors running the affairs of the city of Harare. Since 2017, the city of Harare has operated without a substantive finance director. They have also operated without a functional and transparent billing system. They are charging ratepayers estimated bills, and that is most unfortunate, because our argument is that people must get value for money and they must be billed for services rendered. The city is charging people for services not rendered. They are charging people for refuse not collected. They are charging consumption figures for water not consumed. If you check some of the bills getting to ratepayers, you will find that the meter readings that the council says are current on the bills have not yet been reached, and you wonder why or how they got to have those figures on people's bills. So we are concerned about the levels of transparency and accountability in the utilization of council resources. And one major grievance we also have is the numerous workshops that councillors go and hold Kadoma Ranch Hotel. They go to Victoria Falls. Yet we don't derive much value in their participation in those meetings. The Ministry of Local Government did inductions for councillors, but we have not seen the value from those workshops. So to us, the residents are aggrieved. They have nowhere to run to. And when you are talking of the strategic business units of the council, we are not particularly Harare Quarry. They took $4.5 million US from the city of Harare, essentially from the ratepayers. It went into a deep hole. That money has not been recovered. It belongs to the residents. The city of Harare is struggling to repair its own roads. Yet that Harare Quarry is supposed to generate a quarry for our roads. So where did that money go? The refurbishment of Rufaro Stadium, it was done by a company that up to now, Rufaro Stadium does not have the CAFU licensing status to host games. Yet the commitment from the council was that we are contracting these companies to make Rufaro Stadium available for international matches. Recently, Dynamo said to travel to Botswana. So to us, we want, probably through the commission, Your Honor, to investigate how Fairbank, this company that was involved in the refurbishment of Rufaro Stadium, obtained that contract, how much they spent, because we are concerned as ratepayers. Yeah. So these are but some of the grievances we have. We have a lot of them.
Thank you very much for confirming what is being taken place.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Shuli?
To thank you for inviting us to this platform. Our hope is that the investigation, the report will be made public, and that action will be taken, and not that it ends unpublished. We hope the report will be published and the findings are implemented for the good of the residents of Harare. But our recommendation...
You'll see it by action, but you will not see the report.
Okay, but our recommendation, Your Worship, if you may allow me, our major recommendation is that the mayor is not executive. So we want to see the proper governance of the city of Harare. It begins with the probably, I don't know, but the voluntary retirement or the forced retirement of the top management of the city of Harare. There is the town clerk, the directors that are currently in the city of Harare. All the directors, we believe that they have not really delivered. But most importantly, we would want also an investigation into the return to seat of Harare of Mr. Matthew Marara. Mr. Matthew Marara is acting human capital director. In terms of the council policy, a person can only act if they are in a substantive position. Matthew Marara resigned when there was an investigation against him for illegal land sales. He ran away from that and submitted a resignation. He tendered his resignation. But for 3 years, there were people acting. There was Bosman Mategarufu acting as the human capital director. There were other people acting in other positions. His position when he retired at the time of his resignation was monitoring and evaluation manager. This position was advertised when he had resigned and he went away from council. It was advertised internally and 2 people were interviewed. Lynette Mendoza and Dorothy Mafolwane. Dorothy Mafolwane was appointed substantive monitoring and evaluation manager. Only last year, Matthew Marara appeared and he wrote a letter to the person who was acting human capital director to say, I am coming back to my position. And surprisingly, the whole council system allowed him to land back, and the file with his resignation letters and everything disappeared. We understand one Alexio Chingema in the Human Capital Department was assigned by someone within the council to remove these things from Marara's file. So we are interested to know how the city of Harare is spending thousands of ratepayers' money in paying Mr. Matthew Marara, who officially resigned from council, but he is back. And on top of that, they ordered a job evaluation and contracted a company called Lorimark. So we are interested because this is ratepayers' money, and who are these people who can make such decisions to say someone who has resigned because they were facing criminal charges and they are back and abusing their positions and now involved in the movement of staff.
Thank you very much for that information. You will certainly be asked by certain people to give us better information.
We have the evidence. I can send them to anyone.
Yeah, some people will approach you about that. So you sit down and give full details. More than you did here.
Thank you very much.
In the meantime, just remain there. There could be a couple of questions coming your way. You have a question?
Okay, just to find out, you only made a recommendation for council executive. Do you have any recommendation for the policymakers?
The policymakers, you see, the policymakers, a majority of them are not fit for purpose. In our view, a majority of them should not be councillors in the first place. So our recommendation is that they must not try to be executives when they are policymakers. The tragedy is that they have also become more interested in the day-to-day running of the council. So they must stay out of administrative issues of the city of Harare and concentrate on policy making. And they also need to read through documents rather than to be told how to vote and go to workshops.
Mr. Honorable, thank you very much for
Mr. Schumann.
or not Honorable.
I'm Moyo Chirandu.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.